Microsoft has come out with some pretty interesting information in regards to their next piece of hardware, their next Xbox, and it might not be exactly what you expect. Of course, we're getting a lot of documents and a lot of redacted things that are coming out due to the fact that Microsoft is heavily involved in this Activision acquisition, and clearly they're going about things in such a way that they have to reveal certain information, even if they maybe don't even really want to, and that's exactly sort of the case with this. For me personally, this isn't really going to be something that is actually looked at by fans and goes, hey, you know what, this is kind of crazy to think about. But again, I do feel like this is something that is pretty interesting, and I don't think enough people are talking about this. This was kind of a bombshell to me anyway, and at the end of the day, it's just crazy to think about it. I want to get into it though because I feel like it's a very good topic. What's up, everybody? Crap Gamer here with Crap Gamer Reviews, back with another video. Thank you so much for checking it out. I really do appreciate it. Please leave a like on the video. I'm looking to get 100 likes on each of the videos. It really helps out. And like I said, it's a small goal, but one nonetheless. And so yeah, I thought this was interesting because a lot of people were maybe guessing that we'd see Xboxes and PlayStation 6s maybe a little bit sooner, but I kind of suspected, due to the fact that here we are almost in 2023 and we're still seeing cross-gen titles, and we had a pandemic and supply issues and all this kind of stuff. So I figured that we would be seeing some of these things come about in a roundabout way, and now we have a bit of an idea as to exactly why all of this is happening. Now again, this is super interesting to me because it's a little bit unexpected, and those are the most interesting type of videos to me. According to this, they're not expected to release until at least 2028, according to these documents. The companies discussed next-gen console timing in relations to Activision's deal. Microsoft and Sony actually don't expect to launch next-gen consoles until 2028 at the very earliest. Both companies discussed potential launch timing for new consoles in statements published on Wednesday as part of UK regulator, the Competition and Markets Authority's ongoing investigation into Microsoft's proposed acquisition of Activision Blizzard. The CMA has expressed concerns about the impact the $68.7 billion deal could have on PlayStation's ability to compete, given that the merger would see Microsoft gain ownership of the Call of Duty series. Quote-unquote, this impact is likely to be felt especially at the launch of the next generation of consoles, where gamers make fresh decision about which consoles to buy, according to regulators. Now, this is very interesting to me because, again, this was pre-Microsoft making a 10-year offer. A 10-year offer would already tacked onto the 2 to 3 years that's already left on the deal, 12 years out from now. So you're looking at 2034, right? Maybe even 2035, well into next gen, right? So yeah, that argument from Sony flew completely out the window and makes Sony look bad, because Sony's going to probably decline the 10-year offer, and the CMA and all these, they're going to be like, why decline it? This really addresses your concerns. And the real issue is that Sony's concern is just the fact that they don't want Microsoft to have it. I mean, that's what it all comes down to. So Sony and Microsoft both launched their current gen consoles, the PlayStation 5 and Series X and S respectively, in November of 2020. In its responses to the CMA's concerns, Microsoft said the next generation of consoles is many, many years away, and claimed any impact from the Activision deal was highly speculative. Now, the parties, Microsoft and Activision, do not dispute that some portion of gamers are likely to reassess their console ownership at the start of a new generation, but they also note that this is an event that only occurs approximately every 8 years. Indeed, the next new generation of consoles are not expected to be released before the fall of 2028 at the very earliest. Now, Sony is arguing that there's a real threat that Microsoft will make Call of Duty an Xbox exclusive, while the rival claims it has little business incentive to do so. Wherever the truth of the matter lies, Microsoft's statement also confirms that it has made a contractual offer to Sony that would keep Call of Duty on PlayStation through at least the end of 2027. Since Microsoft's comments were provided to the CMA, the company claims it has made Sony a 10-year Call of Duty offer. Hypothetically, even if it did intend to remove Call of Duty from PlayStation platforms after 2027, 2027, Microsoft argued that Sony has more than ample time to adapt its commercial strategy. In his particular redacted statement, Sony also references Microsoft's offer to keep Call of Duty available until 2027 and how it could impact the fortunes of its next console. Quote unquote, Microsoft has offered to continue making Activision games available on PlayStation only until 2027. By the time Sony launches the next generation of its PlayStation console, which is likely to occur around that time or after that time, it would have lost access to Call of Duty and other Activision titles, making it extremely vulnerable to consumer switching and subsequent degradation of its competitiveness. Even assuring that Sony had the ability to resources to develop similar franchises as Call of Duty, it would take many, many years and billions of dollars to create a challenger to Call of Duty. And examples of EA's Battlefield shows that any such efforts would more than likely be unsuccessful. Again, I would point out that the whole Battlefield thing is more on EA, and they really rushed out that last Battlefield. So, I don't really look at it as, because I think Battlefield has actually, kind of, they've held their own at various points in the competition, but I feel like what's going on more than likely here is that what we're seeing is that Sony is really kind of complaining just for the sake of complaining because they don't want to get kind of left out in the cold or whatever. They just don't like the idea of Microsoft owning something like that, and I think at some point they're going to have to get over it, Elsewhere in its statement, Sony claimed that if Microsoft were to gain sole control, blah, 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 irreplaceable content. They also claim Microsoft's true strategy is to have PlayStation become like Nintendo and not compete in the 18-rated shooter space, which is just completely asinine if you think about it, because let's just be real here. There's a ton of shooters out there in the 18, or the R-rated or 17-rated, or whatever you want to say, shooter space. This isn't taking anything really away, and they haven't even said that they're going to take anything away. That's the funny part. It's like we see all this stuff happen, and they're so quick to judge, and like Sony trying to act like they're the like they're the bad guys, or excuse me, like they're the victims or whatever. I just find that to be hilarious. Sony are not victims of anything. Sony do whatever they can to go out there and try to win, and I just don't understand why why so many people kind of look at things and they go, oh, we feel so sorry for Sony. Like, feel sorry for Sony, man. Sony does everything they can to keep games off of Xbox. Literally. Like, I don't understand the thought process behind that being okay. It really doesn't make any sense to me. It's unfortunate. I hope that we continue to see some great fighting and some great competition there. So, I would love to see that, and I hope that we continue to see that. So, anyway, let me know what you guys think. I really do appreciate it. Hope you guys have a great day. Rack 'em up, fact 'em up, crap gamer 'em up. And again, thank you so much for watching. Have a fantastic day. Crap Gamer, out.